Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're going to be talking about gold.
Gold, yeah.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at why it's always been seen as like kind of a safe bet, and why it might be even more valuable going forward.
Interesting.
Our main source for all this is a document called Why Golden Can Make You Rich. .pdf.
Catchy, right. Catchy, yes.
So let's dive in and see what golden nuggets we can dig up.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
It's interesting how gold has always been this kind of safe haven throughout history.
Yeah, absolutely. This document actually points that out. It's like whenever there's been any kind of economic turmoil, gold has been the thing that people flock to.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like back in the 70s, remember? Crazy inflation.
Oh, yeah.
The dollar was all over the place, but gold just kept on climbing.
Yeah, it just shows you how resilient it is. Like it really holds its value.
That's the thing about gold, right? It's not like paper money that can just be printed out of thin air.
Yep.
They can just crank up the printing presses whenever they feel like it. And suddenly your savings are worth like half as much.
Oof. Gone.
But gold,
It's finite.
there's only so much of it in the world.
Right, that's what this document is saying. It's like it's the key to wealth because it can't just be created or manipulated.
It's like the laws of nature dictate how much gold there is, not some government.
Governments can't just decide to make more gold, right?
Nope. So that scarcity, I think, that's what makes it so attractive, especially when things are kind of uncertain economically.
Yeah, definitely. Uncertainty and gold, they go hand in hand.
So it's not just about inflation. It's about gold being able to weather any storm.
Any storm, yeah.
Speaking of storms, the document talks about how gold really shines when markets are down.
Oh, for sure. Think about the 2008 financial crisis. I mean, stocks and bonds, they were plummeting.
Total free fall.
But gold, it held strong. It actually went up in value.
It's like the opposite of everything else.
Exactly. It's like the safe harbor. It provides a sense of security when everything else is going haywire.
And that's why it's so good for diversifying your portfolio.
Yeah.
You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Nope, never put all your eggs in one basket.
You got to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
But the document mentions this looming scarcity thing. And I got to say, that's a little bit unsettling.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit scary when you think about it. They're predicting that we could run out of mineable gold within the next 25 years.
25 years, that's not that far off.
Not at all. And the demand just keeps growing.
I mean, think about it. You've got investors looking for a safe haven, right?
Yep.
Jewelers, they're always going to need gold.
Of course, got to make those shiny things.
And then you've got all the tech companies. They use gold in all sorts of things. Smartphones, computers, even spacecraft.
It's everywhere. And as technology keeps advancing, that demand is just going to increase.
So we're talking about a finite resource with constantly increasing demand. And in 25 years, it might be gone.
That's the picture the document is painting.
It makes you wonder, what's going to happen? How's this whole competition for gold going to play out over the next couple of decades?
It's a big question mark.
All right, so let's say you're convinced you want to buy some gold.
A good idea.
How do you actually do that? The document mentions a few different ways, right?
Yeah, you could go the traditional route and just buy physical gold, like bars or coins.
So like actual gold that you can hold in your hand.
Exactly. It's tangible. You own it.
But where do you even keep that? Like under your mattress? Seems kind of risky.
Yeah, you have to think about storage and security. It's not as simple as just buying it.
And there's probably fees for storing it and insuring it and all that.
Most likely, yeah.
So what are the other options?
Well, there are financial instruments like ETFs.
ETFs?
Yeah, exchange-traded funds.
I've heard of those, but to be honest, I don't really know how they work.
Oh, it's actually not that complicated. Basically, an ETF is like a basket of assets.
A bet.
Yeah, think of it like a big basket filled with different gold-related assets. So you're investing in this basket, and that indirectly gives you exposure to gold.
Okay, so it's like you're not buying the actual gold, but you're buying something that's tied to gold.
Exactly. It's a more accessible way to get into the gold market.
So you're not messing around with storing gold bars and worrying about someone breaking into your house.
Yeah, no need for a safe.
I like the sound of that. The document also mentions mining company stocks.
Ah, yes. That's another way to get exposure to gold.
So you're basically betting on the success of the companies that are digging up the gold.
That's it. You're betting that they'll find gold, extract it efficiently, and make a profit.
But that sounds like it comes with its own risks, right? Like what if the company doesn't find enough gold?
Absolutely. It's definitely not as straightforward as just buying a gold bar. The performance of those stocks is tied to so many factors, like the price of gold itself, the company's operations, global demand, and so many other things.
So it's like a whole other level of risk.
It is, yeah. It's a bit more complex.
So to wrap things up, it seems like gold has always been a pretty solid investment because it's stable, it's scarce, and it's always in demand.
Yeah, it's got a pretty solid track record.
And with this whole scarcity thing on the horizon, it sounds like it could become even more valuable in the future.
Potentially, yeah. And that's what makes this whole topic so fascinating. The source material leaves us with this big question. Given this predicted scarcity, what role will gold play in the global economy of the future?
That's a great question. Like, will it be even more valuable? Will they come up with new technologies so they don't need to use gold in so many things?
We'll have to wait and see.
Lots to think about. All right, until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.